want to help you with what to wear on this Thursday. We're talking vintage clothing. Do you have any idea how to mix clothing from across the decades? Well, how about this smoking jacket from the 1800s?
Fawning over that.
Wow.
Yes, John Bowers is here from Hollywood Vintage, and this is just extraordinary.
Yeah.
So give us the history on this one.
So it's like you said, a smoking jacket from the 1890s, and kind of showing how to mix, things from bygone eras with new things. We actually have it just paired with a vest that you would get at any formal shop.
Okay.
So this is probably like 2010. Then with a Jeffrey Bean shirt that you could pick up at Macy's or something like that. But the overall feel of all the pieces kind of go together and makes it very congruent.
Now, John, a lot of people wear vintage in Portland, but if you're a first timer, what are some of the trends you're seeing and what tips do you recommend when you're starting out?
So this is a good example here is we want to stick to the classics of certain eras. So this is actually a 1950s men's jacket paired with a modern, just simple black dress, waistskirt dress that works really, really well. We're seeing more of this. So have your basic modern pieces down and let it highlight the vintage piece that you're doing.
The Music Man.
This is incredible. Look at this jacket.
This is a killer jacket. So we actually rent this out a lot. We've sold a lot of these guys. These are old band jackets from the 1940s. You could pair this with that same black dress, and this is something we like to call maximum impact. People are going to notice this.
And anybody, men or women, could wear this?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Rod should put this on.
Just have to have a trombone in your hand and you can wear it.
How
Let's go 70s here.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is just a modern shirt mixed in with a 1970s dress, and then, but this still has a 1970s feel as far as the color and the tonality, and then just mixed it with a modern belt.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, so this would be a nice, gentle way to get into some vintage
John, are there
dress.
rules? I mean, what about patterns? Can you can just clash anything you want, or?
So it's gotten to be that way. So two things to remember is, it used to be you don't want to mix your fabric types, but actually doing that creates some visual interest. So mix your knits and your polys and things like that to create visual interest. As far as like layering them correctly works really well.
This is Brady Bunch stuff here.
Yeah,
right?
this is like a faux suede with a silk top.
Yeah, exactly. So it creates kind of a visual interest, brings this out to the forefront, and it works really well. And what's great, this is a good example of 1970s dress that harkens back to 1930s fashion. So that's a really great thing to research when you're getting into this stuff is when you see trends repeat. So you'll see, surprisingly, in the 1970s, a lot of 1920s and 1930s cuts, excuse me, in men's suits and ladies' dresses. So you could actually pair those together just
I'm not sure we want this to ever repeat, but...
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
There's some
like the Beatles Roundup or something like that?
Something should stay in the decade they came.
But that's interesting. I would never think to put the suede sort of Western-looking vest over such a print. It sort of mellows it a little.
Right,
now
exactly.
you know.
With a pair of nice high boots.
What are the most popular eras that you see people coming in right now?
So 80s and 90s are back as far
80s.
as like street level, fashion, things like that. But we always harken back to, things that made us comfortable when we were kids. I didn't think I liked 1970s stuff until I got a little older, but I was a kid from the 70s, so I get drawn to this stuff all the time.
And that's a 70s suit?
This is a 1970s suit, and you kind of notice the wide lapels on this that were started out in the 1940s. So as much as this is kind of a disco outfit, it actually has a lot of 1940s aspects in the cut and things like that.
Oh, you wear it so well. And these are from the 20s, and I
I
just
love
them.
these.
The flapper look never goes out, does
Exactly. So kind of mixing with gender, norms and things like that. Wear these with fedora for the gals, and actually it works out really, really well. Kind of masculines it up a little bit, but brings it into modern times too.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Great advice from John Bowers at Hollywood Vintage. And boy, if this is some of what you have at the store, I can't wait to visit.
Oh, tip of the iceberg.
Well, let's turn to